Hopefully we're in it. Come on over here, buddy. Howdy folks, I'm Matt here and I'm with Lewis. Lewis and I are about to bust out a lower body micro session that really prioritizes opening up the hips and mobilizing the hips and the widest variety of movements possible. So we're doing something called clock lunges. We're gonna get 4 rounds of clock lunges in, and 1 round, and I'll explain this as we go, 1 round is going clockwise and counterclockwise around these series of lunges. So we'll clockwise, counterclockwise 4 times, and each series, kind of like the namesake, a clock lunge, has 12 different positions we'll be stepping onto. So we imagine we're on a big clock, we're stepping on 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way around to 12 o'clock, and then we reverse that. And how we distribute our weight and how we approach and descend and ascend in and out of each lunge is what makes all the difference here. We want to make sure we're not just throwing our weight around on each number, but we're deliberately and pretty delicately stepping in a very intentional way to keep it safe on our knees, our ankles, and to get the best well-rounded development. How you feeling, Lewis?
Feeling pretty good.
All right.
Ready to go?
We're good and warmed up. It's not too hard to warm up out here, and ready to bust a sweat. All right. Hopefully we'll be in the camera. You all know I'm pretty good at chopping people's heads off and whatnot. All right, so Lewis, right there, you're kind of in the you're in a great spot.
Okay.
And so as long as we make sure we're not running into each other, I think we're golden.
We're going to put this or facing each other?
We'll face the camera. Now let's speed up a little bit more. All right, we've got a weight holding us down. Here we go. We're gonna step forward to 12 o'clock and push. We're loading the quads. 1 o'clock, so you gotta pivot the back foot, push. 2 o'clock, a little bit sharper, pivot the back foot, you're still facing forward, push. When you can, give it a pause at the bottom. 3 o'clock, pause, and push. Now we're stepping back but leaning forward. 4 o'clock is a sharp, over towards me more with that right foot, Lewis. There you go, that's a sharp angle. Pull yourself back up. 5 o'clock, so we step back but lean forward to keep it safe on our knees. Pull ourselves forward. 6 o'clock is a reverse lunge, pull. 6 o'clock again, reverse lunge, pull. 7 o'clock, back foot's pivoting. 8 o'clock, that's a sharp pivot, big internal rotation of the hips. Now we step out and do a side lunge. That's 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock, heading forward. 11 o'clock, load the quads. See how we get the back knee to the ground almost, maybe grazing it. Push. So that was clockwise. Let's hit it counterclockwise, starting with 12 o'clock. We'll speed it up a little bit. 12, inhale, push and exhale. 11, back foot pivots, push. 10, push. 9, side lunge, straight leg, squat on your outside leg, push. Now we step back, but we lean forward. That's 8 o'clock. 7 o'clock, load the hammies, pull. 6 o'clock, reverse lunge, pull. 6 again with the other leg, pull. 5 o'clock, leaning forward but stepping backwards. 4, that's a sharp pivot, that's the hardest one. Out to 3, nice deep stretch. It's hard to talk. And 12 o'clock. And push, that's 1 round. I'm going to set that down. So you might rest anywhere as far as recovery breaths go. Try to keep your recovery breaths from 10 to 15 reps before moving into the next round. Maybe 1 round is enough for you on the first time, but you can do 2, 3, or 4 rounds. We're gonna bust out our second round. We're gonna reverse the order and do it counterclockwise first and then clockwise forward. The hardest ones are the ones where you have to pivot sharply, like 8 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and 2 o'clock, because there's a lot of internal rotation of the hips, a lot of sharp pivoting. So like I said, 10 to 15 recovery breaths. So we're probably up to 10 by now. So let's be honest with it and get right back into it. Scoot over here and make sure you're in here a little more. So we'll speed it up a little bit. This time let's hold the weight, right shoulder, offset us, give us a little bit of anti-lateral flexion effect with our core. All right, 12 o'clock, and push. Anytime you step forward, you load the quads. Sharp pivot to 10 o'clock. 9 o'clock, side lunge, deep stretch. Here's where it gets tricky, 8 o'clock. Still a little tricky, 5 o'clock. Straight back, 6. Straight back, 6. 5. 4, sharp pivot, tricky one, lots of internal rotation. 3 o'clock, side lunge, straight leg. 2, sharp pivot, back foot, sharp pivot. 1, push, and 12. All right, we're gonna reverse that, switch shoulders. Woo, it's tough. All right, here we go. 12 o'clock, right leg. 1, there you go. Soft pivot with the back foot. Tight core. Inhale when you reach, exhale when you stand up on everything. Inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. 7. It's good. 8. 9. 10. 11. And 12. All right, come on up here, man. So, I promise we are gonna do 2 more rounds, but anywhere from 1 to 4 rounds. Remember, the primary objective here is the hip mobility, and there's a lot of injury prevention characteristics there, strengthening the ankles, knees, and hips by descending in all those different ways and learning how to decelerate and then engage and reverse and accelerate again. But we added a little bit of weight because we're familiar with these clock lunges. I know Lewis is a beast, and anytime I can pick on him more, it's happening. So 10-15 pounds makes a huge difference. It's not about going super heavy. That might just be a tool to help intensify the mobility and core recruitment and everything you're getting out of it. It does turn into a little bit of conditioning because you are doing 24 reps at a time, which is already a big high volume set. Combined with the fact that you're going in all directions, it makes it even more demanding. So you gotta think, you gotta stay focused on every rep, and stay delicate with it. How you feeling?
Okay, a little fatigued.
Yeah, you did good, man. Lewis has got great hip mobility, so makes doing something like this with him a pleasure, because it challenges me. Thank you, Lewis. Catch you soon.